So we're down here at the spa. So a question I get asked is, how long does ceramic coating actually last in your boat? So we had channel serving ceramic coated in October of 21, and we're filming this in March of 25. And the immediate need was fender rash. So I made the mistake. When we were in the covered slip, the fenders actually hung pretty good and didn't rub against the boat. And then we moved to Dagmars and I let the fenders hang, and then the off season came and the wind blew fenders on the side. So I talked to Kevin and I was like, "Ew, that ain't gonna, it's not gonna come out with the Hydroserum," so I needed a little bit of help with that. So we decided, hey, let's bring channel serving down to the spa. That's where we're at down here.
Hear the voice within calling.
So channel serving is in the spa. And of course I don't have a trailer, so how to get to the spa? Kevin's got 2 trailers.
3 now.
3 trailers. You've expanded.
Yeah, we got one for the 31s now. Too.
Oh, you got one for the 31 now too. So she's been here 3 days.
Yeah.
So let's go see. And the other thing too is when Kevin's not looking, we're going to go over some of his secrets in this video too. So stay tuned.
Not looking.
Yeah. So back in October 21, Kevin wasn't doing the Fender Film then. It was a new idea he came up with.
Just started it.
Yeah, it was just after we got done. So it's a protective film that gets stuck on where the fenders go, and the idea is it's a hard plastic. Once it's put on, you don't see it; it's clear, but it keeps the fenders from scratching the gel coat and stuff.
It's like a 3M, right?
Yeah, we put a 30-inch piece, so it usually comes from here to about there, so that it's got plenty of room for the fenders to swing.
Yeah, and as a side note, I don't store my fenders hanging down anymore. I flip them up and put them up on the rails so the wind doesn't blow them anymore. So between that and the fender film, it should be good.
Yep, and then we we decided as long as it was in here, we'd just polish it up and put a new coat on it.
There you go. That's awesome. I really appreciate that, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really is at the spa.
We could have just hydroserumed it, and it would have been great. Mm-hmm. But it's within, its life expectancy, 3 to 5 years is what we figure. And you could have got 5 years out of it the way you've been adding the hydroserum, but as long as it's in here and we're doing this much, might as well just go and take care of it.
It's just going to be really shiny and clean and all that.
Yep. Pressure washed the whole boat first, and so we got rid of all of the green stuff. And
yeah, now that I'm outdoors, we used to have a covered slip at Everett, which was kind of nice, but being at Dagmars, exposed to the sun and the weather and all that, so she gets dirtier quicker, and then I just got to clean her more often.
We just got to put it in our schedule.
Yeah. And actually, if you were keeping up on the Hydroserum on the top, even at Dagmars, if you look at my boat, it's pretty clean because the rain rinses it off.
Yeah.
So it really helps a lot.
Yeah, Kevin's boat's, he's got a Ranger Tug 25, and we're moored right next to each other in Dagmars. So, and one of the things is, so she's looking pretty good. And the tape, this is a secret too. The tape's not necessarily to protect this stuff. It's the polishing and the buffing wheel. If it hits this, it'll turn black. So it's actually more for their tools than it is for the boat.
Yeah.
True.
Especially on the stainless, because the stainless, it'll get, if you get a buffing wheel up against this, it turns the wheel black and stuff. So.
Yeah, then they got to change the wheel out more often.
Yep. Yeah, this has all been repolished and coated. It's looking pretty sharp now. But there's still a little bit left to do.
So here's one of the secrets. Hold yours, Kevin. A nice black rub rail.
Yep.
That came in and it was white, a white rub rail. So the secret to getting the rubber rail to go from white to black is a heat gun. Right, heat gun across it, nice and slow, it'll turn black, and then you put graphene on top of it as a protective to keep it black longer.
A little bit longer. There's no real long lasting thing to do, but the heat gun at least makes it look good, and this will stay like this for probably at least a half to a whole season, and then we'll have to do it once more.
But pretty easy fix, not abrasive or anything like that.
Right. Yep. Yeah, it's a little trick that we learned. It was for a while there we were having to wet sand and buff these things, and that was just a lot of work. And then there's a little tiny ridge right in here that you couldn't get to with a buffer, so you'd have a white line all the way around it.
Oh.
So when we figured out how to do it with the heat gun, it made it a lot.
And then one of the other tips,
easier.
one of the other tips, secret is how to get rust stains off the boat. So wherever you have like screws where the metals touch whatever, over time rust stains will start to leach through. And you'll get them on these over here, right? You take like a little toothbrush with Zep toilet bowl cleaner, and all that, and around there, and then wipe it off with a cloth and spray it with some water. So how do you get this rust stain off the boat? This is horrible. We want it to look more like this. How do you do that? Zep bowl cleaner, toilet bowl cleaner. ZEP toilet bowl cleaner. Put it in a little bottle like this, and pour a little bit all the way around. Use it very sparingly. It's a little bit acidic. Take a little brush. And then rinse it off. And that's how you get rid of rust stains on your boat. Zep toilet cleaner. And it just rinses right off.
Yep.
You add T9 as a extra coating.
You want to use plenty of water because that will neutralize it. If you don't get enough water in there, it'll start leaching rust out. So,
and then T9 Bowie shield is what you put on afterwards to act as a sealant to help prevent it from coming back as well.
it's a rust prohibitive, and it leaves a little wax seal, especially under these things here. You let it soak in, and then once it soaks in after a while, then I just clean it up with a dry towel, and then it dries inside there. A little bit of a wax seal will keep that from coming.
It's also good for electrical connections too.
Yep.
But after you remove the rust stains and stuff off with the toilet bowl cleaner, wash it off with water, then hit it with some T9 Bowie shield and wipe it all around.
Yeah, we actually, you guys and us both have the kit available to do it, and the kit is nice because it has the little squirt tip,
right,
and a 4-ounce bottle, so you don't have to get it spray all over the place. And that way you can just control it, and 4 ounces of that T9 will last you for years. Spray can, you're spraying it all over the place, so it's a little tougher to use for that.
Yeah, so if you want that kit with the toilet bowl cleaner, and the applicator bottle, the T9, and a little spray thing for water. It's not a lot of water used to get the Zep toilet bowl cleaner off. Either contact Kevin at Premier Custom Ceramic Coating or go to channelservingcreations.com, either place. And we've got the little kits for it. That's another good tip. And then another good one is the windows. We'll talk about the windows real quick.
So the windows, we polish off all of the stainless, or all of the water spots. And we generally just use the polisher on them, and then after, if it doesn't come off, like in the corners where you can get the polish off, we have some products that you can use to get that off with. I think there's a couple of them on our website that we have, and I think you've put some on as well.
And then on the windows, I get a comment about windshield wipers, because the windshield wipers on the R27 actually don't cover a lot of the window. So we don't use our windshield wipers that much. We put the aftercare, the Hydroserum that comes with after you get ceramic coated. It's a water-based ceramic coating, and I put 2 coats of that on. That's just wipe on, wipe off. It's pretty easy on the windows, and then the water just sheds right off, and I don't need the windshield wipers. I will say you probably get 4 to 6 weeks in Puget Sound San Juan's with it before you have to reapply it. Glass isn't porous, so it doesn't really stick to it. But in Johnstone straight, you get about 90 minutes. Found that.
You literally could see when it was worn off.
Yeah, it was like, oh look, I can see the windows, and oh look, now I can't anymore.
Too much salt. Yeah, because it's abrasive, and that'll pull it off.
So the water spots is another one of interest. So it's hard to get the water spots off. They mainly form on the top of the atrium windows because that's where the water will fall. So for rinsing the boat off, this was another Kevin idea. Pick up it's not a normal water filter, produces ultra pure water, preventing scale spots, effectively removes minerals and dissolved ions, resulting in a glossy spot-free finish.
What's it called?
An SF20W water shield. It's technically, I guess, a water softener is what it actually does. But hook this up to the hose, and then when I come back to rinse the boat, this is what I'll be using this year to help prevent the water spots from coming back.
Little RV water filter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's for automotive stuff, but it's the same thing. Thing is, what causes the water spots? It's minerals and stuff in the water. So if you get that out, then you won't have anything to spot on the
Exactly. It's not the water that's spotting, it's the minerals left over once water dries.
Right.
That's why rainwater won't spot your windows. Only water from the hose or something like that.
Or acid rain, I guess, depends where you live.
Yeah. That's true. I was gonna bring up that window cleaner because one thing that we noticed on our windows on our boat is we could never get the inside of the windows clean. And they always looked smeary or something.
Mm-hmm.
This product actually got them clean. And the reason that it was like that is because if you stop and think about it, when they build these boats, it's all of the fiberglass, rosins and everything gassing off.
Mm-hmm.
And on the exterior, it just kind of goes out into the atmosphere. But on the inside of that boat, it ends up on that glass.
Oh, interesting.
And this kit is the only thing that I have found that will actually clean the inside of those windows. So you can clean the outside and look at it all gorgeous, and you look at the inside and it just looks like heck. You just can't seem to get the windows clean until you clean the inside. And I had to do all of the windows on the inside of our boat with this.
Glass Pro Clean. You have to put that on our affiliate.
Yeah.
And it has that scrubber, and that's really important. It doesn't take very much of this, and it dries out relatively quickly. So while you're using it, have a spray bottle of water as well to just kind of help keep it wet, and scrub that whole window edge to edge all the way around. If you don't do the edges, when you clean it, because then I'll use a spray can cleaner without ammonia in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you clean it, if you didn't get the edges, you'll see right around the edges, it'll be foggy because you didn't get it. But it's amazing.
And is that only for when the boat was new till it was done off gassing?
It's going to take sometimes up to 2 years for all that off gassing.
Yeah.
Your windows are probably the same way. You probably cannot get those clean.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because when the boats are new, every time you go down to the boat, it's got that new boat smell, and it lasts a while. And what we did was we were in a covered slip for the first couple years we had the boat. So we always took the aft hatches and I would crack them open like 1/4 of an inch to let some air and stuff move around.
Yep, that'd probably help a lot. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
But every time the sun comes out, the gases come up as well.
Yeah.
Because it heats that fiberglass up, and then it'll start to gas off again. So yeah, I would say probably 90% of the boats out there really need to have that done. So yeah, it'd be a good idea to do yours as well. And it's a bit of work getting it really clean. I just took my time and did one window at a time, and then maybe another day I'd do another window. The hardest one is that front windshield.
Yeah.
And all of the corners and around those curves and stuff.
It's just hard to get up there.
Yeah. But once you do that, I mean, it'll be easy to keep them clean, especially the Hydroserum. So the windows and stuff made a huge difference.
And the Hydroserum aftercare, talking about that briefly, it's so there's two types of ceramic coating that Kevin uses. The first one's a alcohol
Solvent-based.
Solvent-based, yeah. And it chemically bonds to the fiberglass, so the prep work is like 80% of the entire job. Just like auto body stuff. I mean, if you have any kind of rust or whatever and you paint over, it'll look good until, for a period of time, and then it's going to come back through. Oxidation's the same way. You have to get it all off. So buffing and polishing is the most important thing to happen. The ceramic coating doesn't make the boat look good. It keeps it looking good. It's the buffing and polishing you got to do first to get the boat looking great.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, and then the Hydroserum is a water-based, so it's easier to put on, and you just come back and rinse the boat off, let it dry, and then apply the Hydroserum on top of it. Like I said, I generally do the hull twice a year. It's easy to do. The boat's got to be out of the water to do that. The white I got to do twice a year now too. I was doing it like once. It's more work on the white because it's more crevices and stuff up and around.
Your Hydroserum can be done at the dock, but it's good to have it washed and make sure it doesn't have any water spots on it, because water spots, the Hydroserum will seal them in. So
don't do it with water spots. So it's easy. Like I said, for me with Dagmars, that's easy because the boat's out. I just do the whole. It takes me like 20 minutes to go around the whole boat. Yeah, he's right. It could be done in the water in a dinghy or the side, or turn the boat around.
I would have recommend turning the boat around rather than doing a dinghy.
Yeah,
I don't like swimming.
Yeah, yeah. The original ceramic coating, because the boat needs to be out of the water, and it's not the ceramic coating really that needs it out of the water. It's the buffing and polishing. You can't buff and polish and push on the side of the boat when the boat moves away from you, or you're in a dinghy and you get pushed away from the boat. Yeah. What's the level of work 3 to 5 years later to do it again?
It's basically just polish.
Just polish.
Yeah, unless you didn't get the Fender film.
Unless you didn't get the Fender film. Well, somebody wasn't offering it at the time, I would say.
You would just say it wasn't offered to us.
Yeah, I think it was brand new at that time, but some people think that they don't need it. And usually they will call me back, just like you guys did, and ask me to buff it out and put them on.
Good thing is it's fixable.
Yeah, it is fixable. It just, the only reason that I did it was, especially on the darker hulls, where yours didn't really show very much, but on the darker hulls, it really looks awful after a couple of years because it gets so scuffed up from those fenders. So I thought there's got to be a way to.
Why didn't it show very well in my boat?
Because it's light gray.
Light gray. That's the best color to get.
Seems to be a consensus these days. I think it's the best-selling color they have right now, other than the blue. But the blue is because they don't charge extra for it. So
light gray is worth it.
Yeah.
Good color. Haze gray and underway.
Yeah.
And then on the ceramic coating, just overview, everything gets ceramic coated from the water line up. All the fiberglass, so all the stainless gets done. And keep in mind, stainless is just like glass. It's not porous, so it'll hold on to it for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that, and you just go over it again.
It's really easy to do with the Hydroserum. You just I'll just demonstrate. So I have 2 towels. Usually I'll have this one dampened And I'll just spray a little like that, and I'll twist it around. Take a dry one. Look at how shiny that is.
You don't even break a sweat.
And when you hit that with water, you feel it, Martin. It's just.
Oh yeah.
That's what I do. I use Hydroserum.
Yeah.
So that's how easy it is to do the stainless.
Yeah.
It just keeps it. I mean, I've seen some of the stainless that comes in here after about 2 or 3 years, and it's just all little rust stains, not deep rust, but just, and it looks dull and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, hey, but it's stainless. It's not supposed to rust. Like it's stainless, not stain free.
Right.
There are different grades of stainless, you know, and it's usually, I think, 304 is what they use most of it. Could be 3/16, which was more resistant to rust stains, but you know, it all goes to cost of the boat and such.
You can see how this side just doesn't look as shiny.
Well, you did the other side.
That's what he said. His look is shiny, so now he's got to do this one. Not gonna sweat yet?
Yep. Nice part about this Hydroserum is that you don't have to be so particular because it doesn't hurt to get it on anything. It just protects it more.
Yeah, it's also really good. We use the Hydroserum inside the cabin and all the fiberglass as well.
I use it on our table.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because if anybody spilled red wine or something like that, it'd just
yeah,
ball right up.
Yeah. Oh, and here's another channel surfing behind the scenes tip. The cameras that we use, especially the GoPro 360 that I mount on the front of the boat that gets hit with the waves all the time, I use the Hydroserum on the lenses fore and aft so that the water runs off to minimize the water spots in the video.
That's cool.
Kevin probably
Gonna have to market that.
Yeah, Kevin probably didn't realize
Figure out
that.
what the problem.
Yeah.
Why? Gosh, keep stop. Go try it, and no, it's never gonna do anything. And then he's like, now he's got a little bit of spray bottle.
So you got to run out there before you film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that way the water sheds off the lenses.
He puts it.
Yeah.
Refills
And
it.
the water sheds off the lenses instead of leaving me little water spots on the lenses.
That's cool.
So that's a really good tip right there. Take the canvas off, then you can easily clean up underneath the solar panels on the back. That's usually the hardest spot of the boat to get at the dock. Let me take a quick look around the boat. Check out what she looks like right now. See, I got a little boober right there. I don't know what I did on that.
What's that?
Oh, I did something on my cover. I probably dropped it. The thing I like the most about the ceramic coating is when I come back from sea, I just spray the boat with fresh water and I walk away and the salt just falls right off of it.
This is why I did ceramic coating. See all that dirt right there? That is filthy. We're just gonna rinse it all away. And the dirt is gone. Lean on this side of the boat. Here's the water.
It just doesn't want to stick to the boat. So it saves a ton of time on cleaning the boat.
Hey, come look at the canvas. It looks so good.
Huh? So check out the canvas. I pressure washed the canvas too. She was looking pretty weathered too. It does.
Looks a
Is
little
there green
cleaner.
on it?
Yeah, a little
There's
bit.
green on it, wasn't there?
Kevin doesn't just work on Ranger tugs, he also does other boats.
Once in a while.
Once in a while. Nice having these sheds out here because then they can do this work year round because, you know, the worst time, in my opinion, to have your boat worked on is summertime. You're supposed to be out using your boat during summertime.
Yep, and that's when all the detailers are working.
Right, so all the detailers are working and, you know, this should be spring, fall, and winter is when you should have your boat in here detailed it.
We're working when they're starving.
Right. Yeah. And as a bonus, it's got heat. Those things blow out a ton of heat.
Yeah, it'll get it 70, 80 degrees in here.
LaZina's waiting for her turn at the spa.
I don't want this spa.
What's that?
He said I was waiting for my turn at the spa, and I said, yay, and I said, but I don't want this spa. I need a pressure washing.
We'll get some LaZina.
No rust. Well,
Yeah.
old but not rusty.
Get LaZina ceramic coated.
Did I get rid of my wrinkles?
Yeah, looking
Is
good.
that the aging process? Hydroserum?
If it would work, I'd be using it.
Well, cool. Thanks for the quick walkthrough, Kevin.
Sure.
Good as new again. And talk about usage and stuff too. So she's got 3.5 years on her for ceramic coating right now. And she's done 11,000 miles, which is 200 hours a year for 4.5 years. She's just over 900 engine hours. Boat's been to Glacier Bay and back. There's some big water up there. She saw some pretty good waves. She's been underwater more times than she probably should have been. So if you're interested in having your boat ceramic coated, give Kevin a call. Just go to his website, premiercustomceramiccoating.com. What's the largest boat that you guys do?
So far, we've done, I think, a 47-foot Sabre. We did a 45-foot Sabre with a black hull for the Boats Afloat show last year, and a 39-foot Sabre.
Yeah.
So we try and stay under 50, but we have vendors that will do 50 and up.
Okay.
That work with us.
And to bring him to the shop here, what's the largest boat you can do?
About 32.
32 foot can bring him to the shop.
31-foot Ranger tug just barely fits in that shop over there, especially with a dinghy on the back.
Right.
It's 36-foot shop, but those boats, 31-foot boats, a lot longer than 31 feet, especially on a trailer.
Yeah, because the bigger boats, it's hard to get a covered spot for them, so you're at the beck and call of the being hauled out and of the weather.
Yeah, we're doing a 42-foot Nordhaven.
Oh, that's a good
At
boat.
the end of next month, it was a Ranger tug owner that moved up, and they had their Ranger tug ceramic coated and said they'd never have another boat without it.
Yeah. That's a good move up to an art oven.
So yeah, they got
That shows how good your product and your work is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did. They bought that boat out of California. It's only a year old. Just a little over 100 hours on it.
Cool. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And again, thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, click the link to watch another. And don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps us out. Thanks for watching.